Cook County judge denied bond to the man accused of shooting and killing a Chicago police officer while children were playing on a school playground. 18-year-old Stephen Montano is charged with first-degree murder and several other charges in the death of Chicago police officer Andres Vasquez-Lasso. It started with Chicago police responding to a 911 call placed by Montano's 37-year-old girlfriend.
The two were arguing in their apartment Wednesday evening. She tried to get away, and that's when Montano allegedly pulled out a gun and followed her. Police arrived in full uniform in marked squad cars. Montano then allegedly jumped out of a window to get away and asked neighbors if he could hide his gun in their garage. Officer Vasquez-Lasso chased him on foot and gave him multiple commands to stop. Several officers in uniform were present for Montano's court appearance today in support of the heroic fallen officer.
Once the victim was only a few feet away from the defendant looked back over his shoulder in the victim's direction and immediately turned towards the victim while racking the slide on his pistol. The defendant pointed his handgun at the victim. The defendant and the victim both fired their guns. The defendant fired 5 times and the victim was struck a total of 3 times in the head, the arm, and the leg. The victim was able to get off 2 shots and the defendant was struck in the mouth area. At the time of the shooting, there were civilians, including multiple children, on that playground who took cover under a slide.
All of this was captured on Officer Vasquez-Lasso's body-worn camera. The assistant state's attorney also says after being shot, the suspect would not comply and tried to get away from the scene. He actually had to be tased. The gun used in the shooting was recovered right next to the suspect. Now, at the same time as the bond hearing for Montano, a procession was held for the 32-year-old officer. His body was moved from the Cook County Medical Examiner's office to Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. 103rd Street was closed between Cicero and Pulaski for that police escort.